Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Shaker Heights varsity football fans, and welcome back to the Russell H. Rupp Stadium for Week 6, where Shaker Heights enters back into the GCC to take on their rival, the Brunswick Blue Devils, for their homecoming game. Here we are, Week 6. Shaker enters in at 2-3, Brunswick 1-4. The difference is that Brunswick has played some tougher competition. They've already played teams like Cleveland Heights, so they are a force to be reckoned with. And Shaker just needs to pick it up. They won their first 2 games of the season. Now, through the last 3 weeks, they've gone 0-3. Last week having their worst loss of the season, and actually really their worst loss in a couple years. They haven't had a loss like that in a long time. There was running clock involved. That was against Benedictine, who beat them 39-7. But for now, we'll tell you more about how this game develops. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum on the mic for the homecoming game. Shaker in all red. Brunswick still yet to take the field, but again, we'll be with you all night long. My name's Vaughn Ullum. Thanks for joining.
Week 6, Greater Cleveland Conference matchup between the visiting Blue Devils of Brunswick High School and your very own Raiders of Shaker Heights High School.
Again, here we are. It's Shaker's second Greater Cleveland Conference game. Here is their opponent now taking the field, the Brunswick Blue Devils. Last year, these two teams went up against each other, and it was a great result. It was a great game. It was 39-34. Shaker Heights won it in Brunswick. It was at the Brunswick Auto Mart Stadium, still relatively new and modern stadium out there in Brunswick, Ohio, right behind the Brunswick High School itself. It was the final victory of Shaker's surprising 6-game winning streak. That was to start the season 6-0. After that, they ended up sliding off as they took on teams like Medina, like Menor, and like Cleveland Heights. But it was an even second half of the game. It was really the start of the game that got Shaker going. They scored on their first drive, and they won the second quarter 20-14. That was the main difference of 6 points, though. That's really not much of a difference, so maybe expect to see another close game here today, but a lot of hope has drained from Shaker fans. The reason why, again, Shaker started off 2-0. Now they went 0-3 in their last 3 weeks. They're looking to just bounce back, and they got to get it started right now. They're going to get the football first, as we see 12 minutes up on the scoreboard, symbolizing the start of quarter number 1. Shaker with their 11 out there. Brunswick still all up in their huddle. We're looking for a good game from Shaker. Again, this is going to be one of the easiest, supposedly, according to rankings from Max Preps, this is supposed to be one of the easier competitions remaining on the Shaker schedule. We'll see if Shaker can take away a win against this quote-unquote easier competition, though Shaker knows that this game will not be easy, but already breaking tackles up past the 30 and the 35, up near the 40. Shaker gets good starting field position on a already solid return from Cornell Beard. Beard had the 1 touchdown in last week's game. Again, it was 39-7. There wasn't a lot to talk about. But Cornell Beard, it was a 0-yard pass from Quinn Malone, and then a 79-yard run from Cornell Beard completely flipped sides of the field and, well, changed the scoreboard, didn't it? So Jasir Eady is back out. He stands on the 35. He looks to lead this team to victory today. Again, it'll be a struggle. Here's a dump-off pass to the right side, the far side, that time to number 81. Number 81, that is Brian Fleshman, the sophomore receiver. Only a gain of about 5. So now the clock will continue to roll after the completion, and now we'll see some of that clock go from the game. Again, that return already solid, already got a chunk of yardage, but really not much clock taken away. Fans just now starting to make their way into the student section. Here, Jasir Eady evades 1 sack, and now he's just going to take it himself. Can he get the first down? He forces his way forward, and he got a couple forward past the sticks, so move the chains. It's a first down for the Red Raiders. This is the kind of thing we got to see from Jasir Eady early. We have to see these kinds of runs. We have to see him get momentum. Through these last 3 games, it feels as though with Jasir Eady, 1 incompletion will ultimately go to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, so on and so forth. So getting Jasir in a groove early is exactly what we need as he takes a run up the middle, almost reaching the 40. The play started at midfield, and they're going to mark him 2 yards short, call it a gain of 8 on a quarterback keep. We got 1 receiver on the near side. That's the senior, Miles Shelton. We got 3 receivers off to the far side of the line. Here's a dump-off pass. Cornell Beard trying to break 1 tackle. Can't get it. And it'll be a gain of nothing, maybe even a loss of 1. And we'll see where they officially place it. And they are going to rule this one a loss of 1 on the pass. So, well, it'll always help your completion percentage if you're Eady, just not helping your yardage as you're going the wrong way. Third down, 3 yards to go, 10:15 left to go in quarter number 1. We're still scoreless, of course. This is the first drive of the ball game. Jasir Eady hands this one off to Cornell Beard. He evades 1 tackle, comes to the near side, evades another, pushes his way forward past the 40. And there was a lot of work for only 3 yards, but get the first down he does. And Shaker keeps possession moving up the field. Woo! That was a lot of energy for just that. Only 4 yards on the pickup. They needed 3. Move the sticks. Less than 10 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Fleshman in motion to the right side. Eady scanning. Pocket collapses, and he moves his way forward, but it's still going to end up being a loss of about 2. Flag down, thrown from the backfield. And we're waiting the official motion. We believe it to be Shaker. Now we'll get the hold, and indeed it is on Shaker. So that'll push him back 5. Or excuse me, that'll push him back 10. So it'll be a first down, 20 yards to go with 9.5 remaining in this first quarter of play. Again, scoreless. We are just getting started. Jasir Eady with a low snap. He'll recover. He'll make a throw. Wide open man in the middle of the field. They'll get a solid pickup of about maybe 13. It was Kevin Lowry on the reception. And again, Jasir Eady got a little bit of pep in his step, which has been lacking over these past couple of weeks. It's good to see him now moving this Shaker offense forward early in the game. The question is, can he keep it up? 7 yards to go on the second down. He's already got 13 on that last play. Eady with the snap, and it looks like he's going to hand this one off. No, he'll keep with it, and he'll pick up 1, maybe 2. Ooh, referees might give him 3. Yeah, no, they'll move it back to 2. So, call it a third down, 5 yards to go. 8:20 to go in quarter number 1. Here we are, homecoming game. We're getting a couple athletes that we see or we have seen in games like football, games like hockey. We're seeing them pack the crowd now. And these are faces that have now graduated. Same with football. You see C.J. Landrum and O-line. And here's Jasir Eady breaking through and eventually going out of bounds, but not before he picks up first down yardage. So far, a great drive. Third first down for Shaker. Keep on moving it, Jasir Eady. 3 receivers are far out to the near side. Ball on the right hash mark. And giving this one off to Cornell Beard. He'll outrun one man. He'll juke another. And eventually make his way up near the 20. It'll be a gain of maybe 4 if they're lucky.
Gain of 2 by the Raiders.
And they call it a gain of 3. Second down, 7. Oh, now they move it back to 2 yards. So, yeah, ruled out a 2nd and 8. Man with the sticks, not exactly confident in where he was placing it. Jasir Eady fakes the give. Good throw, a bit behind his man, Lyndon Chavis, but he's got it secured. You just got to move that a little bit more in front of the receiver so you can keep the play alive. But regardless, 1st and 10. That was hot out of the hand of Jasir Eady. Luckily, Lyndon Chavis was able to track that into the hands. He just had to back up a little. 6:45 left to go in quarter number 1. And here, Jasir Eady going to keep this one, and now he's sacked. It was taken along the horse collar, but nothing doing. It was by the linebacker, the junior Eli Nichols, number 23. He was one of the players we were told to watch by Cleveland.com. Shout out to them. But yeah, the 6'1", 200-pound guy makes his way to Jasir Eady, makes it a 2nd down and 17, it looks like. Here's the run to Cornell Beard, and that gets stopped as he makes his way into the offensive line. Here's the thing, you can't let the bad plays take away from what has been a good drive. 3rd down, 15 to go. And now, here's the thing. Shaker has already taken up over a half of this 1st quarter. And isn't that something remarkable? I mean, this is probably their best drive so far. Of course, a touchdown would make it really complete, but this is a great drive put together so far by Shaker. Jasir Eady going to the back of the end zone. He was looking for Lyndon Chavis. He had that catch earlier in the drive. It's the 1st incompletion of the night for Jasir Eady. And that's going to bring out the field goal unit. It's going to be Andrew Mullen to take it, number 42. Again, it's him taking the kickoffs. It's number 88, Lucas White, the junior, who takes things like PATs and things like punts. Mullen, on the other hand, he's taking these field goals. It's up, and this one, ooh, some power behind that one. It's up, and it's good. Shoot. He's 2 for 2 on the year now with his field goals. So Shaker up 3-0, 5:25 remaining in the 1st quarter. Great drive put together by Shaker, just couldn't cap it off with 4 extra points. So they are up, it's 3-0. We'll see if they can keep this kind of momentum alive moving forward. But things are looking up for this Shaker team here tonight. Their offense, if they can keep going like that, could be a good night of Shaker football. So, as mentioned, it's going to be Andrew Mullen to kick this one away. It'll be taken from the 40-yard line, as you can see in the center of your screen, as the referee bolts his way back. Shaker up 3. Now it's time for their defense to shine. Let's see if they can. Andrew Mullen with a kickoff, and a solid kickoff it is. And, oh, the Brunswick guy was not expecting that. He's going to take this one back into the end zone, and it'll be ruled as a touchback for the Brunswick offense to make their way out. So their offense led by the quarterback, number 8, Sean Barnett. No. Mm-hmm. Sean Barnett, a junior, rocking the quarterback position. He's actually a pretty big guy, standing 6'3", 185. So if we look at the weight, there, a dump-off pass to the left side, and it's blown up quickly. That tackle was from Bloodworth, the senior, making his presence known. We haven't called his name too much throughout the first half of the season, But there you go, making a big play there. But yeah, honestly, standing at 6'3" and only weighing 185, that's not a big guy. It's just a tall guy. So we'll see Sean Barnett will do here tonight. And now we're going to get a flag before the play is snapped. We can assume it would have been false start, but now it's looking like it's going to be offsides, and indeed it is on Shaker. So that'll make it a second down, 9 yards to go. It was second and 14 without the penalty after the pass was blown up behind the line of scrimmage. And here's a quarterback keep. Barnett sticking with it, and he'll be held to a limited gain. Third down and call it maybe 6, 5 if they're really lucky. And officially they're going to roll this one 3rd and 5, but it looks more like 5.5. 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Shaker winning by a field goal. It's only 3-0. Their drive took forever. Took over 6.5 minutes off the clock. Here's the pass. It's right into the hands of a Shaker defensive back, and a big turnover for Shaker as they get their clicking offense back out now. That pick was by Brian Mitchell. And the coaches are amped up as number 4, again, that senior making a difference. We've called his name plenty as he's been making his presence known on the field, and that's exactly why. Good start for Shaker, if we're being honest. Best start of a football game in a few weeks now. Shaker just needs to utilize this momentum and get the offense, get some points up on the board. Here's a run to Cornell Beard, taking it up the middle, pushing his O-line forward, and honestly getting a solid gain. Looked like it would be stopped short for maybe only a gain of 2, but actually rule at 5. He's halfway there. Second down and 5 more yards to go. Three and a half remaining in the first quarter. Shaker winning by 3. Fleshman moves from the right side to the left. And so now there's 3 receivers on the near side of the O-line, 1 to the far. Here comes Jasir Edie, quick pass over to the right side. Receiver makes his 2 defensive backs miss, gets a couple more yards. Big first down for the Red Raiders, 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Miles Shelton comes back in as a receiver. Coming out is number 18, Jaden Holmes, the junior. Now less than 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's been all Shaker so far. Jasir Edie on the quarterback keeper. And he'll get this gain of about 4, maybe 3. 3.5 if you maybe want to get real specific. But let's not get crazy. 2 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Jasir Edie and Cornell Beard and the whole offense look over to the Shaker sideline, getting some sort of signal. That means nothing to me, probably nothing to you, but hopefully it means something to them. Let's see what they draw up here. Jasir Edie drops back in the pocket. He's looking for his man over the middle and into the end zone, however, right off the arms of Darius Coleman. Not a bad pass, but Coleman just couldn't get with it. He also had 3 white jerseys around him, so maybe not the safest option, but if you place the ball right in his arms, he should come down with it, and he should throw up 6 on the board. Unfortunately, not the case so far. That brings up a third down.
Second down and 6 for the Raiders.
It's going to be a third down. 6 yards to go. Jasir Edie looking to pass it once again. He's got a man wide open on the far side of the field. He throws it, but too late. Brunswick will get the interception, but we'll see what the flag means in this play, and it looks like it's going to be a holding on Shaker either way. And now it looks like a Red Raiders down as well. We're going to get the trainers out there as we step aside. 2:06 left to go here in quarter number one. Thank you very much for tuning in. Well, Bearman's back up. It was Lyndon Chavis, the guy that was down. But yeah, now he's back. But he is limping his way off. Lyndon Chavis, not a guy you're going to want to lose. He has been making an impact. So the Brunswick offense will come out. They trade interceptions, so nothing really changes. The real thing that will change will be the field positioning, because Shaker is going to be defending Brunswick's offense at the 5-yard line in the Brunswick zone. So let's see. Maybe Shaker can get a safety. We're about to find out. Here's a run up the middle. Let's see if they can blow it up early. They can't. Their guy gets free. He's going past the 25, just short of the 30. Gain of 22 yards. And that takes us to less than 2 minutes remaining in the football game. The offense bunched up on the line, so Shaker's defense kind of follows suit as they're going to run this one up the middle. Why not? It worked last time. And if their running back keeps going like this, why not? Pushing his way forward this time for about 9 yards. And now 90 seconds remaining in the quarter. And oh, they're going to give him a first down. That looks generous. But who knows? They're the ones down there. The running back currently is number 5. That's Kavulik, one of the seniors on this offense. But here's the pass quickly to the right side, and eventually they're going to take the guy down. That's number 1, Hayden Swarm, standing 6 foot. He'll make a big man grab for a gain of 17 and obviously make that a first down. Last 3 plays for Brunswick have been first downs, a 22-yard pickup, a 10, and now a 17-yard pickup. Can Brunswick keep this going? 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This could be the final snap of the quarter. And here's a run taken by Kavulik to the left side, and eventually Shaker is going to get to him. Honestly, very limited gain, call it about 2, as that will more than likely take us to the end of this first quarter. And yeah, Brunswick just standing still on the logo at midfield. 5, 4, 3, and you know the rest of it. That takes us to the end of quarter number 1. Shaker is winning. It's 3-0. We've already got 2 turnovers, 1 interception per squad. But yeah, really 2 drives per team. This being Brunswick's second, and let's see if they can capitalize on their second offensive drive, as they have been clicking with, again, those 3 straight first down pickups. We're about to see if they can keep it going on the 2nd and 8. We flip sides. We're going to take a very brief break. We'll be right back. Vaughn Olam on the mic. Thank you for tuning in from the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. And we're back to it. Again, Shaker is up by a field goal, nothing more, nothing less. We're through the first 12 minutes of the football game. And Shaker's first drive was beautiful. It just didn't result in a touchdown. So what can you do about it? But they're still winning the football game. That's what matters. Brunswick going from the right side of your screen now to the left. This is a quarterback keeper. Here to the near side, he's taken down quickly. We got 2 flags on the field as well as he is brought down. We can guess holding, but we're about to find out. Again, it was a run with number 8, Sean Barnett. Again, more of a skinny, light quarterback.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, as part of the halftime show, the stadium lights will be turned off temporarily after the marching band's performance. So please be cautious during that part of the halftime entertainment. Thank you.
The student section now a little bit more packed in as the night continues. Of course, you know high schoolers, they're not going to be all the way punctual.
Second down and 22.
Wind's starting to pick up. Hopefully that doesn't become a factor of any field goals, punts, kicks, special teams. The good thing to note, Shaker 5 for 8 through the air, and that's just not something we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Jasir Eady getting into more of a groove, getting more comfortable as the season progresses, and that's important. Brunswick, on the other hand, 1 for 2 for -4 yards, so their game through the air has not been it, but they're looking like they're going to go through the air on a 2nd and 22. However, now a man enters the backfield, and it is going to be a run. Quarterback keeper? No, he's going to pass this one off to the right side. The receiver stands up, but eventually he's going to be pressured by a swarm of red jerseys. The receiver, Hayden Swarm, is swarmed. I mean, nothing more to say about that. I mean, he was up, and then he wasn't, as there were just a ton of red jerseys all around him, taking him down quickly. 11 minutes remaining in this first half and second quarter. Shaker winning 3-0. It's going to be a 3rd down and about 22 again. And now here it looks like we're going to have a flag. And it looks like one of the defensive linemen jumped, push him up 5. Brunswick now actually getting official distance this time. It's actually going to be a 3rd and call it 15. Scoreboard wasn't entirely correct on the 22 just moments ago. But now, yes, 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Man in motion from the left to the right. That's number 2, a receiver. Barnett dumps it off just along the line of scrimmage. And unless he breaks out for a big run, he's not going much of anywhere. Bring out the punt unit for Brunswick. 10.5 remaining in this second quarter. The clock continues to roll as we speak. So Shaker's offense had one good drive, then one that did fall short with an interception. There, oof. Punt return almost fumbled immediately, but now it's going to be taken in around the 10.
Gathers the ball in at the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, Raiders.
9:50 remaining in this second quarter. 3-0 is your score. Shaker leading here at their homecoming game. Shaker's defense honestly holding their own as well. We can assume, or maybe honestly hope a little bit as well, that the coaches might have laid it into them this week, telling them that 0-3 in the last 3 weeks, that just isn't acceptable. But now here they are trying to get back to 500, trying to get their 3rd win and make it 3-3. Jasir Eady stands in the backfield. It's really at about the 5-yard line. Ball spotted at the 10. Low snap. He's going to give this one off to Cornell Beard. He's met immediately as he gets back to the line. Maybe a gain of 1, but I wouldn't bet on it. And yeah, no. 2nd and 2. Or excuse me, 2nd and 10. Still yet to find our first touchdown of the game. We'll see if Shaker can get it on this drive. It's just not likely from this deep in their own territory. Let's see, Jasir Eady gonna get the chance to sling it, and he slings it right to the arms of the receiver, but it's dropped by Brian Fleshman. That was a perfectly catchable ball. Should have been caught. But the clock stops at about 9:10. Honestly, again, solid throw from Jasir Eady. It's just his receivers now. That's this real second drop that we can really point to. I assume Jasir will once again be throwing it on the 3rd and 10. He drops back along the goal line. Right to his man, but better defense. The intended receiver, that was number 22. That's Kevin Lowry. And so now back into their end zone. It's going to be Lucas White to punt this one away. They're underestimating his punting. They've got their receiver in front of the 50-yard line. Let's see how Lucas White does. Typically, his first punts have been shaky. First punts of each game have been shaky. But right now, maybe he can get it done with more efficiency. And that time he does. It was a fumbled snap, and that looks like a penalty. This one will, however, take a Shaker roll past the S, maybe get over to the 45, and it looks like it'll be touched up right along the 45 of the opposite side of midfield. So Brunswick's offense, led by Sean Barnett, comes back out. 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go in this first half. Shaker today wearing their all red. Brunswick, of course, in the white helmet, the white jersey, in the black pants, as the rain will begin to fall. And we heard all at once these fans make their exclamations and show their disapproval. This one ran up the middle.
Number 2, Neal, runs the ball for no gain. Stop by the entire interior.
So everyone grab your umbrellas. Shaker gonna grab their jackets over on the sideline, or at least the coaches. Well, we can't say it wasn't expected. Everyone's been looking over the weather app these last couple of days. Of course, yesterday was a bit shaky as well. They're a solid stop before they can move it much further, make it a 3rd down and pretty long. But yeah, now it is starting to come down. Say thank you to the hurricane down south. This is what we're getting as a result. 7:50 remaining in the second quarter. Now we're getting members of the Shaker band walking back over to their designated spot. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Shaker playing this one back a little bit more, assuming it's going to be a pass. And in motion from the left to the right. Here's Barnett with a pass, and it looks to be complete, but it'll still be short of the line to gain, or maybe. Are they going to rule it incomplete? Head coach Alex Nicholson thought it should have been incomplete. At least that's what the wave of his arms more than likely mean. As now the rain, honestly, is pretty much halted. Oof, excuse me. That's my umbrella. Apologies. I'm not trying to get all of our technology all messed up either. Well, we're going to actually get our equipment figured out, as we're going to step aside as Shaker steps aside with their own timeout, the first of the first half. So it's going to be a 4th down, 2 yards to go, or really about 3. And with 7:21 left to go in this second quarter, Shaker is up by 3. My name is Vaughn Ullum on the call. I'll be right back. 7:21 left to go in the first half. Shaker up by 3, 4th down, 2 yards to go. Can Shaker stop them? Looks like they will. And forward progress is stopped. Shaker's defense holds. Shaker's defense honestly doing quite well here tonight. Shaker's offense just needs to capitalize on their opportunities. And now they're going to get another one at 7:13 left to go in the second quarter of play. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Ball will be spotted between the 47 and the 48 of Shaker's half of midfield, but obviously you only need about 3 yards to make your way to midfield. Shaker already up by 3. They're looking to extend their lead, maybe make that lead 2 possessions worth. We'll see. Jasir Edie stands in the backfield with Beard right behind him. Now Beard in motion to the near side. Here's the snap. Edie looking to sling it, but he's under pressure, and eventually he is dropped by 2 Blue Devils swarming him up. Gross was the guy to bring him down, and that is a gross loss of 10 yards. So do the math. 2nd down, 20 yards to go. Ball now spotted. Again, it was at the 47. Now mark it at the 37. Well, now you kind of feel like you got to throw it. But nope, they trust in Cornell Beard, and that's not exactly the wrong move either. They'll pick up a solid bit of that. It'll be a 3rd down and pretty long still. It'll be a 3rd and 17 as it was a pickup of 7. The question is, if you get like 10 yards, might as well go for it at that point, but of course we're going to take it step by step. Shaker up by 3, 6:10 left to go in the second quarter. And now it looks as though we're going to get a timeout. Shaker takes their 2nd of the first half. The Devils still yet to take any, but regardless, we're going to step aside. Shaker winning by 3 with 6:04 left to go in this second quarter of play. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the mic, and he'll be right back. Shaker's offense facing a 3rd down and 12. 6:04 remaining in the second quarter. Shaker up by 3. 3 receivers to the near side of the O-line, 1 to the far side. Jasir Edie looking to throw it, and oof. Not sure who exactly the intended target was there. Maybe some miscommunication. It was either Darius Coleman, number 3, or number 18, Holmes. But again, not exactly confident in who it was. What we are confident in is it's a 4th and 12. Shaker's punt team is right back out there. Lucas White to punt this one away. He stands at the 29. Shaker, their last 5 pass attempts have been complete, but really it's not all Jasir Edie's fault. There have been like 3 throws in there where it should have been caught. Unfortunately for him, just not the case. Solid punt. This one fair caught. Don't run into the punt man. We saw that against Euclid. Twice we saw that against Euclid. So I'm sure just a couple fans, including me, you heard it, holding their breath as that punt was taken in. 5:52 remaining in the second quarter. Shaker's defense comes back out. And, well, obviously Brunswick was 0 points in the half. I mean, they're doing their part. The thing is, they just need to get more pressure on the quarterback, and that's been the thing with their 2 lines. Their offensive line hasn't been giving Edie enough time, and their defensive line has really been struggling to get quick pressure in on the quarterback. There, Barrett gonna get a complete pass to the receiver, number 1, Hayden Swarm. Coleman, the man to bring him down. .540 remaining. Clock continues to roll as the chains move. 1st and 10 for Brunswick. And that's an offsides once again by Shaker. Called that immediately. So the rain was going for a very brief time. It was some very heavy rain, but I mean, yeah, it didn't last whatsoever. So that's the 5th penalty on Shaker. And it costs him 5, of course. So now it's a 1st down, 5 yards to go. And they're going to look to throw it to the near side. And coverage was by Darius Coleman. And eventually, receiver number 5, Colin Kavulik, is going to get taken down. But not after he picks up that 1st down. Less than 5 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Shaker winning by a field goal. It's only 3-0, not a touchdown-heavy half. Taking a bit of time. Only 5 seconds left on the play clock. They got to snap this quickly, and they will. It's to the man in motion, number 14 to the far side, and he will get taken down, but not after a pickup of 4. Aiden Konopinski, a quick senior, standing 6'1". Benincasa, the big man, was the man to bring him down. So, yeah, call a 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the right hash mark. 3 receivers to the near side, but not at all up against the numbers. Now they're getting a signal from their coaches as receivers all in unison looked over to their right. But now we're going to get a run, and just evades 1 tackle, but now he's tackled along the line of scrimmage. It was Cooper Neal, the senior, standing only 5'9". And, oh, they're going to rule it a pickup of 1. I guess they're going to say that the Red Raider that tackled him from behind just pushed him a bit forward, which can make sense. 3:15 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Shaker up 3. Another man in motion. Here's Barnett looking to go deep with it. Does he have his man? He does not, and they call a flag on that. That is a tough call. And they're going to rule this one a pass interference. Can you believe it? That is a tough call. It was over his head, and you can only call it if it's a catchable ball. Didn't look like that one was getting caught, but referee just disagrees. So, rule it an automatic 1st down for the Blue Devils. They continue to creep further and further. Again, a really surprising call that time. Here's a run up the middle, and their guy eventually gets taken down. That's Cooper Neal, Cooper Neal. Gets it to around the 25, creeping closer and closer to the red zone. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in this 1st half. Very bunched up to the near side. Ball on the near hash mark. Barnett fakes 1 snap. Now he's going to give this one off to Cooper Neal. There is a flag, and Cooper Neal beats everyone, finds a hole, makes his way to the end zone. There is a penalty. We can only hope now. We'll see what we have. Looks like it will be on Brunswick. That's what the initial signs will say. or no. They have one penalty, or it was a sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
The sideline warning was issued to Shaker.
Is a touchdown.
That's it. It's only a warning. So it'll result in a touchdown nonetheless for the Brunswick offense. They're up 6-3, looking to make it 7-3 if they can right here.
Number 2, Neal.
Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick by Carter Wicks is good. The freshman puts it through, and Shaker is now down by 4 as the kickoff units make their way to the field. We're going to step aside. Again, it's 7-3, Blue Devils leading in Shaker's homecoming game.
Thank you. Deep for the Raiders to receive. Number 3, Darius Coleman. Number 15, Cornell Beard.
So the two guys for Shaker to stand back on the return, Darius Coleman and Cornell Beard. Beard had a great return in the first kickoff of the game. Hopefully he can replicate that and give Shaker a good starting field position with only 2:16 remaining in this second quarter. That would be lovely. We'll see. Shaker just waiting on Brunswick to eventually kick this one away. And eventually they will. And this one, high and mighty. This one not even going to be able to be returned as it's back behind the end zone. So touchback, and the Red Raider offense will make their way out to the field. Shaker down by 4 after the touchdown of the Blue Devils. Again, the Devils looking for their first road win here tonight. They're 1-4, so they're obviously looking for their second win here tonight. Jasir Eady with an empty backfield. He's just going to dump this one off to Cornell Beard on the near side. He is under pressure. Not sure where the blocking is, but Cornell Beard doesn't need any. Makes his way up past the 35. He only had to get to the 30. 2 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Hubble was the man to bring him down, but again, should have done it sooner. Clock continues to roll. Here's a run up the middle to Beard. And if you want to keep running, you got to do so quickly. You don't have many timeouts to work with. You only got one. I assume Shaker going to work to take a lead in a halftime. If not, they're going to try to take a 1-point losing deficit in. Here's Darius Coleman. Dump off passes just are not working. And make it a 3rd down and now about 10 maybe. Timeout taken by Brunswick. They're going to try and get the football back. You can't blame them. We're going to step aside Shaker's offense on a 3rd and 8. We can assume they're going to maybe try to pass it. That'd be the smartest idea, unless you want to give this one over. We'll see when we come right back. We're back to it. Minute 25 left to go in this second quarter. Shaker down by 4. Let's see if they pass it. They will. Jasir Eady escapes the pocket, but he's under pressure. Let's see where he's going to decide to throw this right away into the Brunswick sideline, and that might have been the safest option. But the offensive line just needs to get going. The big men up front have really been struggling over these past weeks, and really there's not much of an excuse. Their O-line just collapses in a blink of an eye. Jasir Eady's got no time back there. 77 seconds remaining in the football game. Or excuse me, remaining in the first half of the football game. That's what I meant to say. Here's a punt. It's going to be fair. Caught around the 37. A minute 11 remaining in the second quarter. Shaker down by 4. Brunswick would at least try to make this a touchdown game. Again, they have the football as we enter in to the second half. Let's see what happens here. Barnett going to try and throw this one, but who takes a timeout? It's going to be Shaker. And we're going to step aside once more. Shaker wants some time to think this one over with 69 seconds remaining in this first half of action. Shaker losing by 4 at their homecoming game. Shaker's defense back out. It's a 1st and 10 for the Brunswick Blue Devils. They've got a minute 09 left to go in the second quarter to try and get more points up on the board. Wide open guy down the field. Tried to bring it in with one arm, but it falls incomplete. Shaker took the timeout, but they clearly didn't talk things over the right way. Blown coverage almost brought us to a 14-3 score. My goodness, that could have ended up poorly. Luckily, Shaker lives for a 2nd down and 10. And once again, Shaker just cannot seem to bring down the quarterback. And he's going to take this all the way for a 1st down. Move those sticks. Yeah, they call it a 1st down, even though that's 100% not where the 1st down marker was. That was only a pickup of 9. That's not where the 1st down marker was. The 1st down marker was at the 48. It's at the 47 now. The line of scrimmage is at the 47. The line of game was at the 48. It's at the 47. Well, we're not going to take that back. 50 seconds left to go. Under pressure is Barnett. He escapes the pocket. And he's just going to end up taking this one out of bounds. He's pushed out by Andy Benincasa. 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Pushed out of bounds by Andy Benincasa and Ben Gaduli.
Stick around for the halftime. We're going to step aside. We're going to let you see this Brunswick band, Brunswick High School, all in black. You can see them not on your screen, but you can see them here at the Rupp. They're getting set up along the track. Here's a dump-off pass over to the near side hash mark. Do they move this one for a first down? Indeed they do. 40 seconds remaining. It's looking like they very well could get a field goal out of this one. Of course, you got to trust in their kicker. Andrew Mullen, 2 for 2 on his field goals this season. He just had his second one for the only points for Shaker in the half. Barnett takes the snap. He drops back. He's got protection. Now it'll collapse. Shaker just cannot get to the quarterback. Eventually, Barnett is taken down, and I believe he's taken down in bounds. Indeed, he is. And it looks like Brunswick will indeed take a timeout. And yes, that is indeed the case. 14 seconds remaining in the first half. We step aside. Shaker down by 4, but Brunswick threatening to make that deficit just a little bit greater. Shaker's defense huddling up. Brunswick's offense all the same at the top right of your screen. Shaker really just trying to hold on to some sort of momentum as they have lost their last 3. They're trying to just bounce back for their homecoming game and give Shaker something to cheer about. You just don't want to fall back 2 possessions as you enter into halftime. Let's see if they can hold them. 16 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Barnett, 5 for 6 here in the second quarter. He finds his open man, and it's dropped. His intended target, 21, Cohen Issa. Issa just couldn't hang on, and now both sides have really struggled with that. We saw Jasir Edie earlier in the game. He was struggling with his teammates dropping these passes left and right. And now as it's a 3rd down and 4 to go, we'll see what Brunswick draws up. Again, only 11 seconds. The clock really their biggest enemy at this moment. And that just looked completely incorrect by the man in the backfield. Number 2, Cooper Neal, just was not set. He jumped, then he jumped again into motion. And, well, that hesitation is going to draw the eye of the man in stripes behind you in the backfield. And on the S logo at midfield, we're going to get the yellow laundry falling down. And so we're going to stick with 11 seconds. Now it's a 3rd and 9, so now you kind of got to trust in your quarterback, Barnett. Let's see what he can do. A lot of people to the near side. Now a man in motion, and he is wide open right off the hands. Again, really both quarterbacks struggling now with these dropped passes. The receivers just not having a great day. Maybe their gloves are a little bit slippery from the heavy rain that's fallen twice now in just a bit of short stretches. If only really lasted 5 minutes the first time, only about 2 minutes the second time. So everyone's keeping their umbrellas on standby, but really haven't been needed too much lately. And now Brunswick going to take a timeout. They've got 7 seconds left to go in this first half. They're trying to take an extended lead into this halftime. And we're going to step aside as both squads talk things over. It's the final timeout available to either side. And so, well, for the final 7 seconds, expect to hear me until the halftime show. We'll be right back. Vaughn Ullum on the call. Shaker's defense comes back out. We've seen him a lot. Shaker's offense has only had the ball for 3 minutes, 26 seconds in this second quarter. It was a much different story in the first quarter. And trying to get to Barnett. He's got a lot of green grass in front of him. Now bringing him down is going to be a member of the Shaker defensive line, and that sack will take us to halftime. It's your running back, and it's your linebacker, Cornell Beard, making it happen. So we step away as we've got the halftime show in front of you. Brunswick should be starting us off. Then you're going to see Shaker and the Raiderettes coming out as well. Shout out to the Raiderettes. They have been doing great. They've got a bake sale actually here at the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. Well, that's enough from me. Enjoy in front of you. We're also going to have the lights turned off here as we're getting some of this. It's supposed to be a glow theme for the homecoming dance. So looks as though we're going to get a little bit of that glow-in-the-dark theme for their homecoming band show. And so, yes, enjoy. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We'll be back for the call of the third and fourth quarter of the football game. Shaker down. It's 3-7. That's on me. I don't care. Am I going to get fired now? Yeah? Oh, okay. I don't want to say anything, but Heath is upset about it. Heath, I'm trying to move over there so I can go over there. We can chat it up.
Where am I moving?
There, to the other side.
I can. Do you need to chat about something?
No. Do that now so I don't look awkward.
You always look awkward.
I don't act like I'm doing something.
You get really bossy.
Huh?
You get really bossy. What? You get really bossy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brunswick High School is proud to present the 2024 edition of the award-winning grand champion Brunswick High School Marching Blue Devils. The Marching Blue Devils are under the direction of Mr. Samuel Porcher and are led on the field by drum majors Sam Haskell and Savannah Brentelli. Tonight, the Marching Blue Devils will perform the second half of their 2024 OMEA competition production. This year's show features music from composers Franz Schubert, Dmitri Shostakovich, Giuseppe Verdi, Kronos Quartet, as well as music from the American pop rock band Imagine Dragons. Soloists include Rachel Bryan on flute, Grace Safranek on trumpet, Allison Richmond on marimba, and visual soloist Scout Tobaggan. Please enjoy Within. again, we're grateful to share the field with the Shaker Heights High School Marching Band tonight, and would like to wish them best of luck for the rest of their football and marching season.
Down in front. Down in front.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't see.
The pride of Shaker Heights,
I can't see.
2024 Winter Marching Band, under the student leadership of Brian Harmon, David Hudson, Amber Perkins, and Joey Stickler. Tonight we stand homecoming. The Shaker Band is turning up the lights and turning up the hype as we present our homecoming halftime glow show. Kicking it off will be a 2012 hit from the second and final studio album of the pop group Fun. Here is Some Nights. Soundtrack of the Barbie movie. This is Dance the Night. This is Happy.
studio album native. This is Counting Stars.
Hello, Shaker Heights varsity football fans, and welcome to the second half of Week 6 as it's Shaker versus the Brunswick Blue Devils. Shaker losing by 4. It wasn't a very high-scoring first half, if we're being honest. It was 7-3. Brunswick is leading, and they're going to get the ball to start off this second half. But really, the issues to point out is that Shaker has struggled on the run, and that is a rare happening. But Cornell Beard has not been working the way the offense typically relies on to be working. He's only rushed 14 times for 30 yards, 0 yards coming in that second quarter. And do the math, that's 2.14 yards per carry. Shaker through the air has actually been more reliable. They've got 50% completion for 46 yards. One interception did come from Jasir Edie. One interception came from Brunswick as well. But we're off to it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Excuse our cameraman. They're trying to make their way right to him, and they beat him. Can you believe it? Right to it. We weren't even ready. And a kickoff return touchdown. We weren't even ready for it. As the broadcast, we were not ready for that. It's pouring rain, but no slip-ups on the kick return. Holy cow. 13-3 goes our score, set to be 14-3 if their kicker nails this through the uprights. And the PAT is good. So 14-3. That was much too quick. Special teams have been an area of concern a little bit throughout that first half of the season. Now you're seeing it more prominent than ever on the kickoff return touchdown for the Brunswick squad. 11:45 remaining in quarter number 3. Only 15 seconds off the clock. Yeah, but now Shaker's down by 11 points. Oof. Well, not a whole lot to talk about, but Shaker is just messed up quickly. I mean, Shaker needs to bounce back quickly now if they want to stay in this football game. A touchdown here would almost feel necessary. If they get a field goal, it would be a one-possession game, but that's not what you're looking for right now. And here's the kick. But already a flag down. What an odd start to a second half. It's going to be offsides on the Blue Devils. Darius Coleman and Cornell Beard back to it.
5-yard penalty, re-kick, number 37.
They're the men set to receive it. Excuse the person in front of the camera right there. We specifically have a rope telling people, don't go here, but people do it anyway. People will be people. 11:45 remaining. This one taken in at the goal line. But Darius Coleman speeding his way through up past the 25, but short of the 30, mark it around the 27. So it's back to pouring out here, and that happened during halftime. We thought it would be brief because there was one stretch of 5 minutes where it was pouring. There was one stretch of 2 minutes where it was pouring. But other than those 7 minutes, it was perfectly clear throughout that first half. But now here we are, second half, and so far 100% of it has been pouring. And just about 100% of it has been to Brunswick's liking. Except for that offsides and a pretty solid return from Darius Coleman. Jasir Eady gonna hand this one off. It was to Beard once again, or excuse me, yes, that is Beard. But he goes just about nowhere. Gonna be a loss of 3, so he goes somewhere, it's just going the wrong way. 11-11, Make-A-Wish left to go in this third quarter of play. Shaker down by 11. They really need a score on this drive. Back to Cornell Beard. And here's the thing. Head coach Nicholson has not been trusting in Jasir Eady. Or it's either that or he's not trusting in his receivers. Because Eady has honestly been throwing it pretty well tonight. But his receivers have really struggled. So they continue to lean on the ground, but so far a rush of -1 and a rush of -3 in reverse order. My apologies. Shaker down 14-3, 3rd and 14 yards to go. Here's Jasir Eady set to sling it in the rain. He's hit as he releases it, but they're going to roll this one incomplete. And that's the right call. So out comes the punt team for Shaker Heights.
Number 9, Hubble, is back to receive.
$10:23 remaining in the third quarter. Again, it's all Brunswick as we begin this half. And here's the punt from Lucas White, almost blocked. Looks like this is going to take a bounce inside of the midfield stripe, and they're going to wait for this one to roll up past the 40, mark it around the 39, and what is the ref doing? He takes it at exactly the 40. I mean, he was right in front of it. Right in front of it, and you call it a yard in front of where it should be. I mean, that's just bad. Ball was touched at the 39. They mark it at the 40. 1st and 10. They got to get to the midfield stripe for the new set of downs. And there's the flag. False start. So with the false start, it's a first down, 15 yards to go for the first down. Ball will be spotted at the 35. Again, you got to get to the midfield stripe. And here's the run. They're trying to go up the middle with their back, and that's not looking like much positive yardage. But now their O-line pushing him forward for maybe a bit more. Just short of the original line of scrimmage. They're going to call it a gain of 4. 2nd down, 11 yards to go. $9:40 remaining in this third quarter. Brunswick trying to keep a drive alive so Shaker can get the ball back with maybe a 18-point differential. Here's a quarterback keeper. He's got room to run, and he'll take it just short of the first down. There's no way they give him a first down. And they don't. They mark him a yard short. 3rd and 1. Shaker's done it once already, keeping him just behind the line to gain. Let's see if they do it again. Of course, that was on a 4th down, and I believe 2. Let's see what they do on the 3rd and 1. More than likely, they're going to be looking run, as it's just been working more to them throughout these last few drives of the Brunswick offense. 8:45 left to go in the third quarter. Brunswick Looking to the sideline, getting a signal of what to do next. 4 seconds left on the play clock. 2, 1. It's at 0. But they just get it off in time, and they'll pick up the first down. Just barely. They just barely got that snap off. And they get that 1st and 10.
From the Raider 47, tackle made by number 37, 31, Zavell Bloodworth.
Zavell Bloodworth, the guy to make the tackle eventually happen, but again, it was about a pickup of 4. And we keep on going. 8:08 to go. Clock continues to roll after the successful run forward. And once again, a quarterback keep. And he's got room to run. He's just got one more back to beat. And it was Lowry to force him out. Barnett with another solid run. And Shaker's run defense over these past few weeks has been very, very poor. And no difference that time. The rain continues to pour down. We'll let you know when it stops. So far, a 33% of the games that Shaker has played have been in the rain. And 50% of the games here at home have been in the rain. We had that game against Willoughby South. That was at home. That was fine. We also had that game against Euclid where it was perfectly fine. But now we're going to get an injury timeout under the rain for the second game of the season. We're going to step aside. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name's Vaughn Ullum on the call. Shaker down by 11 points. We're back to it. Homecoming game, week 6. Shaker's defense needing to lock up on a 2nd down and about 8 to go. Maybe 7 if they're lucky. Here's a dump-off pass. Shaker's back trying to get there. And eventually the pass will be complete and it will be stopped short of the line to gain. But obviously they'll get some solid yardage.
Number 2, Neal on the reception.
It was Neal, number 2, on the reception for the Brunswick Blue Devils. But now it looks like there might have been a penalty, and yes, that's the case. Brunswick moving back, Shaker following suit, marching wherever Brunswick leads. So now this moves them to a 2nd down and 19. Wow. Yes, that's right. 2nd down, 19 yards to go. Yeah, just about. Maybe 18 if they're lucky. And here needs to be a quick pass, and they'll get it out. Past the line of scrimmage, past the original line of scrimmage. Trying to get the 1st down, and they get it all in one play. The defense remains a point of concern. That can't happen if you want to win. 2nd and 18 turns to a 1st and 10. .6:22 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Clock, however, rolling after the pass and catch. Here's a run to the far side. Another quarterback keeper and another run that works. He might get all the way in, and that he does. Shaker can't wrap up on defense. And it remains the case. And now Brunswick leads by 17. After a PAT, it can very well be 18. We're getting set for the PAT. He's good so far at 2 for 2. Make it 3 for 3 as it's up and it's good. Shaker down by 18 with 6:05 left to go in quarter number 3. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum on the call from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Beard and Coleman back to receive once again. Another kickoff from Brunswick. Brunswick now up by 18 points. It's 21-3. And here's the kickoff. It looks like it'll be taken in by Cornell. Beard fumbled at the 1, and they rule it a touchback. Stepped right back into the end zone. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Shaker. And let's just say if they want to get back into this game, they got to do it now. You got to start the comeback right here, right now on this drive. Devils are leading by 18. It's 21-3. Shaker yet to get a touchdown in this football game. It's been nothing but Andrew Mullen on the scorecard. Let's see if it stays that way after this drive. Here's the run to Cornell Beard. He's got one lane. Now he finds another. A great block by Darius Coleman. He goes past the 50-yard line, tiptoes out of bounds around the 40. Strong run by 15 for much more than 15, as that'll be a large pickup up from the 20. Call it almost a pickup of 40 yards. And yeah, just about. Let's see what happens next. It got to the 41, and they're just going to trust Cornell Beard once again. This time, can't go much of anywhere as he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a harsh loss. We'll see where they officially place it. It'll be a loss of 3. And now we're going to get an official's timeout. They need to figure out something. But now we're back to it. Jasir Edie stands on the 49, just in front of the line, or excuse me, the midfield stripe. That's what I meant to say. And this time, another run will not work, and one man is hurt, and that's Lyndon Chavis. His arm incredibly in pain as we speak.
Number 6,
Brian on the carry. And yeah, we'll keep you updated on Chavis, but yeah, his right arm incredibly in pain, it seems. Trainer Bob Collins tending to him as we speak. Jasir Edie with a collapsing pocket. He's motioning to his receiver. He'll make the throw, but it's out of bounds. An incompletion brings up a 3rd and 14. Or excuse me, 4th and 14. What does Shaker do now? Do they go for it? Looks like they might. Why not at this point? You need to come back to start as soon as possible. There's not a whole lot of faith, more than likely, in this team's ability to do it. But better late than never. They're down 18. Might as well get them going. And here's Edie, collapsing pocket. He shakes one sack. Now here's a good throw. Right into the hands of a Brunswick Blue Devil. Interception number 2 from Jasir Edie. And, well, it's actually better than an incompletion. Alex Hubble making the interception happen, but now because of it, it's actually going to be a ball placed deeper down the field than they would have had it just knocked down to the turf. (21-3). The Devils looking to extend a lead. About to see if they can. And here's a run to the right side. It's Neal. Once again, Cooper Neal taken down after a gain of maybe about 3, 4. Well, yeah, call it 4. Maybe a little bit more, like 4.5. But we're not going to get that we're not going to get that particular here on a Friday night at 8:45. Four minutes remaining in this third quarter. 16 left to go in the football game. Shaker losing by 18. Brunswick looking to make that a larger margin. And here's the run to the middle. Once again, it'll work. Starting to get authoritative, these runs from Brunswick. And the rain's starting to get a little harder once again. Let me tell you, these home games have not been pretty. Shaker now, with a loss here, would become 1-3. Here's a run to the right side, the far side. And another run from Neal will get another solid pickup. Now you mark it a gain of around 5, or call it a gain of 4. As the halftime crowd has just about shuffled out, as a lot of the parents in the crowd have just about, again, they've just about left. A lot of these parents don't want to sit in the conditions that is this heavy pouring rain. And, well, they won't. They got cars, they drive on home. Or they got feet, they walk on home. 2:40 left to go in the third quarter. Here's another run, and another one that'll pick up a first down. Once again, we'll say Shaker's run defense just has not done it. All we can do is hope that Shaker and their coaches work on this in practice and just try to figure it out. But so far, no signs of stopping this Brunswick run here on the drive. Here's another run. This time it's to the near side, and he's got room. This time it'll be taken past the 20, up near the 10, and this could be a first down and goal but we'll see where they officially will mark it. The rain now getting heavy as can be. This just added an extra layer, and it has gotten gross. That time the run was to number 5, Colin Kavulik. And yeah, this is not pretty. And now we're seeing that many more people starting to shuffle on out. And we're going to get an offsides called on the defense of Shaker Heights. Man, Shaker home games cannot catch a break. When it has rained hard. And again, we saw that in that Solon game. It was not a pretty affair. Here we are, week 6. Again, not a pretty affair as this one is heavy. And here's a run over to the left side, the near side. It was Cooper Neal once again. And Lowry was on the stop. It's going to be a second down. And not much to the goal line. They're going to say it's about 3 yards. Brunswick up by 18, looking for more here on this next play. Probably a run, as they're really yet to pass it. And whenever they do pass it, it's just been really, really short, and it's been a dump-off kind of pass that really relies on the runner who catches it. Here's another run. Cooper Neal fighting through the whole of the O-line, and he makes his way in. Touchdown, Brunswick. (27-3) goes our score. Brunswick with a PAT makes it 28. And with one more touchdown, running clock.
37 on the try to point out.
It's gotten to that point of deficit. And here's the kick. The PAT is up, and the PAT is good. We'll step aside. Shaker now down by 25 points with 1:05 left to go in the third quarter of play. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call with the play-by-play. .105 remaining in the third quarter. Shaker losing by 25 points. And now the last of them are really starting to thread out of this game. The real fans staying put, and that's actually a really surprising amount of people in the student section for such poor weather. Even though it is homecoming, 25-point deficit, pouring rain, still got some people out there. This one will be kicked back for a touchback. And out comes Shaker's offense once again. Let's see what they decide on here. Do they make any changes? Do they stick with Jasir Edie? They will stick with Edie. Two receivers to the near side, two to the far side of the line. Jasir Edie with Cornell Beard in the backfield with him. He's to his left, and he's going to give it off to Beard to his left, who gets a good block, pushes his way in. up to around the 25. We'll see where it's official. And call it the 24. Gain of 4.
On the stop. Making it 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders.
Shaker only has to snap one more play before the end of this third quarter. We'll see if they do just that. Now we'll get an official timeout. I just want to move the ball back a little bit more. Brunswick's defense continues to play up. They're not really scared of the pass, because if they do pass it, it ends up like that. Clock stops. 12 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Or really 7 or 8 yards to go. Third down and long. What does Shaker do? Do they pass it once more? Might be the best option, but fumbled snap. Jasir Eady will recover. Now under pressure. Throw to the sideline and hit out of bounds was Darius Coleman. But they ruled that that was not a catchable ball. And we move to a 4th down and 6. Well, Lucas White back out there, and he's had plenty of reps throughout these past weeks. Jasir Eady 0 for 5 now on the quarter. But again, Lucas White really should be the MVP of these past 4 weeks. I mean, this guy has been called upon multiple times. You can assume that his right leg is sore after every single Friday night. That is a good punt taken in at the 49-yard line. Fair catch. And we will once again see Shaker's defense. Again, one more touchdown for the Brunswick offense. Will mean running clock. We step aside. 4th quarter coming up. Shaker down by 25 at their homecoming game. Vaughn Ullum on the call. $12 minutes left to go in the football game. We enter into the 4th quarter. Wide open receiver down the field. And that's the easiest touchdown you'll see all game. Swarm on the catch and run. And the easy 6 thrown up on the board. We're up to running clock. Unbelievable. Shaker without a touchdown. Now that's 5 for Brunswick. And the PAT up and good, 35-3. We step aside. Shaker up 32. That means running clock for the remainder of the football game. You know who's back there. We've seen it a lot. It's Darius Coleman and it's Cornell Beard back to return. And honestly, something that might be very lovely for these fans to understand is that it is running clock for the remainder of the football game, assuming that this deficit remains or grows in the direction of Brunswick. However, you never know. Shaker's offense will get another crack at it. Cornell Beard fumbles it on the goal line, and now it's taken as a touchback. And now you see the clock just rolls. .10:40 left to go in the fourth and final quarter of the football game. Only 2 hours since kickoff. It's 9 o'clock as we speak. Shaker losing by 32. It's 35-3. We're at the point where we say, why not? Let's give Quinn Malone his chance of the football game. Great throw. Nope. Looked like it was right on the money to Lyndon Chavis until it didn't. The distance was there. The accuracy was just a bit off from number 84, the intended receiver. But, as you can see, incompletion doesn't stop a thing on that clock. Less than 10 minutes to go. Here's Quinn Malone, another passing chance, and that almost picked off. My goodness. Does not seem to get any better for the Shaker offense. Cohen Eza was the man to break up that pass. And now we'll see what happens on the 3rd down and 10 with Quinn Malone remaining in, the lefty, the second string guy. You wonder if they're ever going to give their 3rd string guy a shot, as it's just really been difficult for this offense to get anything cooking. The good thing is that the rain is really slow. Again, shout out to these fans that have remained here all night long. It has been a brutal one. At first, it started off great. Shaker was up 3-0. And after the first quarter, it was 3-0. But Shaker passing now, I mean, this just is an example of how this game has gone. They've just fell down in this game. They are now 0 for 8 in passing in this half. And that's just, as I always say, that's just not a winning recipe. Less than 8 minutes to go, 4th and final quarter. It makes sense for Brunswick to just run the ball. No reason not to. It's been working for them. They continue to get first downs on the ground. And also, I mean, actually, regardless, it'll keep the clock going. Because, again, that running clock at the 30-plus deficit. Second week in a row. Shaker lost last week 39-7 against Benedictine. Here's a pitch to the left side. This is what I mean by it's working. They continue to get gains like this. 5 to 6 yards on the gain there. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Again, the clock rolls no matter what. Shaker down 32. Again, second week in a row. 39-7, 35-3. Do the math. More than likely, they're going to run it again on a 2nd down and 5 to go. And they will once again, and once again, it's a 1st down. It is all Brunswick right now. And it really has been ever since it's been 3-0, 35 unanswered points for the Devils. First season for this head coach. And, well, he's showing why he should stay for a 2nd, 3rd, and on year. I mean, this guy, Colton Carter, he was brought in January. It was from Division IV school, Gallia Academy. It's a Division IV school along the southern Ohio. It's a southern Ohio school along the border of Ohio, right along that Ohio River. And we can talk more about him when we come back, but he is really helping this Brunswick team out. Thanks for tuning in. Timeout was taken by Brunswick. And the clock begins to roll once more. Play clock is at 15 seconds. We'll see how quickly they decide to run this play. And now here it goes to the left side. Another run. It'll get them positive yardage, but not too much. Not as much as they have gotten in the last few plays. Maybe a gain of about 2 or 3. The rain, once again, basically held up. And, well, that's how you know it's gotten bad. Backup quarterback in with under 5 minutes to go. Tamu Sinowis, the new guy in. He'll hand this one off. It's taken up the middle. Number 34, also a backup at running back, Gavin Belloc. That's a freshman at running back, and he's still doing fine against this Shaker squad. At this point, Shaker can just hope that for week 7 they're going to have a dry game. But my goodness, it has not been coming to them easy over these past weeks. They have been wet, soggy, slippery games. Mother Nature has not added in their best interest. And here's a pass, this time knocked out by number 23 of Shaker Heights. And that's Isaac Fidel. First incompletion of the half for Brunswick, and again, comes from their backup. They're 4 for 5. And it looks like, oh my goodness, are they going to try a field goal from here? What is that, 50-something? 51-yard field goal. If they make this, I mean, there's just nothing more to say. I mean, Brunswick is just clearly the better team. Let's see what they've got. And that's going to be short. It had the accuracy. Unfortunately for him, just fell right in front of the referee under the posts. And, well, Shaker's offense will come back out. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back. 2:40 left to go in this 4th and final quarter. And again, clock rolls, 2:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Quinn Malone back in at quarterback, getting another shot at it. And he's looking for Miles Shelton.
Pass intended for Miles Shelton. Ball's incomplete.
Could have been argued for PI, just nothing doing. Sometimes when a defender's right in your way, you just got to deal with it. You just got to say, well, couldn't make the play. That's the name of the game. "100 seconds remaining in a running clock football game. Shaker losing by 32. Here's a pass to the right side, incomplete.
Malone's pass falls incomplete. Intended for
That moves Shaker to 0-10 in the half through the air. Again, questions just got to be answered. Well, maybe there aren't any answers.
3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
Quinn Malone looking to throw once more. This time it's, nope, never mind. Thought it would be complete to Brian Fleshman. Nope. Well, you just got to run one more play and then call it a night. And Brunswick's very small student section happy about the victory they're going to take home in the Greater Cleveland Conference. And here's a punt that'll bounce off a Red Raider around both the 40 and 50, or 45 and 50. Somewhere between, they mark it at the 48. And all Brunswick has to do now is knee it on down. Or, nope, they don't have to run a play at all. They let this one go. And we'll step in front of the camera and explain what has been another loss for the Shaker Heights Red Raiders. 4th week in a row where they have lost. They started off 2-0. Now here they are 0-4 in the last 4 weeks. And in these last 2 games, including this one, it has been running clock to finish us off because Shaker, again, for back-to-back weeks, have lost by 32 points. 1 game on the road, 1 game here. Shaker just cannot seem to catch a break. And now they'll go into week 7. We'll see. Shaker loses their homecoming game by 32. They are still winless in the Greater Cleveland Conference. We'll see if they can just pick up some sort of momentum as they move forward. But now Shaker is 2-4 through week 6. We'll see you in week 7. My name is Vaughn Ullum on the call.